All right, eggs. Now, eggs are one of the best foods that we can feed our children. The issue with eggs is just that there's so many different terms used to market them. It's just really confusing. So, people say that pastured eggs and cage-free and all this stuff. So I'm just going to walk through those labels real quick to give you an idea of a guideline for when you're out at the store. Now, pastured eggs do have a lot more nutrients. The yolks are much deeper in color, and they're packed full of more vitamins, omega-3s, and all the really good stuff for our children's brains. I don't know if you guys have ever had like an actual farm egg and seen what it looks like on a pan, but the yolk is this deep, like orange color. It's amazing. Anyway, organic, what this means is that they can't use genetically modified feed. It's free of antibiotics and pesticides, and they have outdoor access, but there are no real time minimums. So they'll have a door, they can go out and not. Pasture raised, that's an unregulated term, so it's just a marketing term, but they have to spend at least some time roaming free in pastures, which, like I said, they can eat grubs, things like that, which make the eggs more nutritious. Cage-free, they're kept out of cages, but they generally have no access to the outdoors. So if you look at these pictures, the one on the left, the one on the left has the birds in cages, and then on the right is they have, they're cage-free. Doesn't mean they're that much better of a living environment, but at least they can walk around and, get their wings going and stuff like that. All right, the next one is free range. Same thing, there's really no standard of use. It just implies, the name implies that they get some yard time. And then the next two are just funny because it's 100% vegetarian head and no hormones. And you'll see that used as a marketing message. And it's funny because chicken's natural diet is to eat bugs and grubs in nature, but, we're just feeding them 100% vegetarian fed head, vegetarian. Now that's better than eating animal byproducts, but still it's like, hey, we're feeding them a diet that's not natural. And no hormones. That's just funny because there's no hormones approved. So it's like, of course. So they're just saying, hey guys, we're not breaking the law. All right. That said, eggs and chickens do a really decent job of processing toxins. So buying the most expensive egg is not as critical as, let's say, buying organic meats. So my test is always the frying pan. And I did this. I literally bought like 2 different types of eggs for a month and a half, where I just would crack, once they were done, I'd crack 2 and I would see which one had the deeper yolk. And the other thing is when you crack them, the shell on the eggs that have more nutrients is a lot harder. So I just do with that and found one that I like. And that's the one I typically go with. All right. So when it comes to dairy, my recommendation is to stay away completely. Like we talked about this the past few weeks, and I don't really know of any situation where feeding our children cow's milk or milk products besides grass-fed butter is appropriate for our children. I just really don't. That said, if you need to have cheese or something like that, I recommend looking for grass-fed and raw, which means it's unpasteurized, and organic. And if you can't find that, just make sure it's organic, limit the quantity, and then add in the digestive enzymes that I told you, and that'll help break down and process the body, or the food in the kid's body. Yogurt, things like that, I just say stay away because artificial dyes, color, sugar, it's just a mess. So plenty of milk alternatives if you want to get that taste. There's coconut milk, almond milk. My recommendation here is organic and get the unsweet kind. You don't want to be just, loading up on sugar when you're attempting to do something healthy. Now, we went over snacks last week, so I'm going to keep this nice and short, just go over a few of the ground rules. Remember, it's principles, not exactly. So natural snacks are the best. These are raw nuts, fruit, things like that. But if you're buying packaged, I have 3 simple rules of thumb. 1, low number of ingredients, right? Pronounceable ingredients and no added sugar. You do those things, and you're good to go. And I have the example here of the RX bar. Why? Just because it has the ingredients right on the front of the package, which is super convenient because you don't even have to turn it over and look at what's in it. It's right on the front.